Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit, and I am Lord of the Arena. Ish. 2 wins, 2 losses on the Druid deck. Left it for a little while. We're now back. That's what it looked like. 3 Ironbark Protectors, which apparently was not enough to protect me from 2 losses. So this might be a very, very short run. If it is, we will start a new one. It will be wonderful. I wish they wouldn't run the music over the other music. Wouldn't it make more sense to dip the other music while that music was playing instead of having this horrible dissonant confluence of nonsense? No, apparently not. We would love that. Come on, get on with it. Don't get me wrong, I like the little nostalgia hit, but mixed with the other music, it's not exactly ideal. Alright, let's see who we get for this one. Stimpack the Priest. Well, it's a priest. I'm probably dead. Priests are pretty good now. They're really good, in fact. They have cards which kill pretty much everything. It's actually kind of annoying. Alright, well, we've got a decent start. I'll toss one of the protectors so I can't actually use that. That's alright. That is a pretty good starting hand, especially going second, because that means I can drop the Acidic Swamp Ooze immediately. It's a priest, so we'll never have a weapon, so it's safe to drop that immediately on turn 1 with the coin. It's a good solid 3-2. And then if I am able to keep that alive, I can Abusive Sergeant it next turn for a 5. Be a nice good opening hit, I suppose. Let's see. The cool thing about fighting a priest and them not having a coin... Oh, no, never mind. That's one of the many cards that they've got that destroy every kind of minion ever. It's like, destroy this kind of minion, destroy that kind of minion. It's actually absurd. It really is. It's just ridiculous. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to Abusive Sergeant, I think. No, I don't. But probably more effective if I did. It sucks to lose the Battlecry bonus, but it's better to have a creature on the field, especially against a priest, I think. He's already burned 1 Shadow Word Pain, so that's gone. Jungle Panther comes out turn 3. That's pretty bad news for me. And it actually does trade with that, but there's no way he'll allow that to happen. I think I could take 4 damage, and then I could kill him with the 1, maybe. Assuming it lets me do it. I've got my own Jungle Panther here, so I'm going to do that. And I'll take a little bit of damage. And then I'll trade my Abusive Sergeant for that Panther. And then have my own Panther. It's either that or I trade out the Iron Fur Grizzly for it immediately, which I don't think is necessary. I'd like to keep that so that I can use it to protect my Yeti, or anything more powerful behind that. Alright, so Thought Steal is probably not going to be able to play anything. Most likely. We'll see. Maybe he gets... He might pull an Abusive Sergeant and then take a hit for 6. That would suck, but let's see if he got anything. So those are the 2 cards they just pulled. I'm going to keep an eye on that. A Shadow... Oh, Powered Shield. Alright. That sucks. I now can't do the trade I was looking for. I'm going to have to trade a Panther for a Panther. Oh, he's not attacking. Alright, that's a little bit of a surprise. I suppose I can get my Taunt up. Obviously, I can start hitting him right now. Which is probably not the worst idea ever. I could also go Savage Roar here, which means I would do, what, 4? I could do 10 to him. Or I could play a charge creature. Don't wanna... The problem with the bear is that I lose the bear now that he's a 4-4. So... Rush down. Let's just start doing some damage. Let's start putting on some pressure. He's still gonna get a good 2-for-1 trade here, I think. But if I can batter him pretty early on... That might shock him. Also, if he decides not to trade this turn, I can Savage Roar next turn for mega damage. So, maybe that'll work. It's hard to say. He's on 5 now. Oh, he's buffing it again. Alright. Well, he's gonna have to trade now, surely. Surely he trades now. It's a 4-6. I mean, he can safely trade it with anything that I've got. He can go 2-for-1. Admittedly, he burned 2 cards plus the creature to do that, so... I don't know. He got a draw out of it as well, though, so I think it was worthwhile. What's he going to do? Bear in mind that Power Word Shield thing was a buff. I believe they reduced it from 3 health to 2, and then they put a card draw mechanic on it, which is really strong for 1 card, in my opinion, at 1 cost. What's he gonna do? What kind of removal does he have? Shadow Madness. Oh, that's not good news. He's probably gonna use that to trade it for my Panther. I hate that. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Oh. That was probably the worst card he could have played for me. And he's going to keep that bloody thing cloaked as well, which is infuriating. Alright, well, that puts me in a much, much weaker position. I can turn 5 Nourish for mana crystals, which might not be the worst idea ever. If he's going to play that patiently, then maybe I should try and get a mana advantage on him and flood the board. So, that's what we're going to do. And then we'll just hit him. I do actually have 2 remaining, so I might as well shapeshift, get an armor for that inevitable hit. What I was going to do is... I don't know what he's trying to do exactly. And if he's going for the inner fire play, where he's able to make his damage his health. Actually, it's vice versa, isn't it? I can't remember. But anyway, if he wants to buff that, it's a really bad creature to do it on, because that creature has very low health to begin with, so it would take a lot of buffs. I think he's just trying to buff it, and then he's just going to go and start trading creatures. But if I can start to apply enough pressure to him, he can only kill 1 creature a turn with that thing. Unfortunately, he's now put up a taunt wall, so... He's still not... Why is he not attacking me? That's really odd. I mean, right now, since he's got a taunt, he could safely attack me, but I think he's a little bit paranoid. Alright, best way to get rid of that. Well, I've got a taunt of my own. I now have a lot of firepower of my own. I might take the hit and Savage Roar that, and then just go through him with the Ravenhold Assassin. Taunt is not really going to help me too much here. They're not powerful enough. Or, of course, I could play my Yeti, which, again, doesn't... I mean, it would usually trade pretty well, but not in this case. Okay. What do I want to do here? If I Savage Roar... It's such a waste of Savage Roar to do that, though. It really is. It's a bad trade. Let's put our own taunt up. And let's get a couple of creatures behind this. And we might be able to go for some kind of Savage Roar play. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So the bear will eat it. And then we'll see if he wants to take his... Since he's demonstrated he doesn't really want to take that Panther out of stealth anytime soon, he may decide not to trade. Ah, that sucks. Okay, he's going to be able to buff that. I imagine he's going to run the... He might run the Taunt in, or he might decide to run the Panther in. I'd run the Panther in this position, actually. Run the Panther in, heal the Panther, buff that. But we'll see. He plays a little strange, so it's hard to say. Twilight Drake, it's 4/6. It's a little annoying, so he's got creature advantage, but finally he's going to attack me. He's not going to sit there, surely. If he sits there, I Savage Roar and just obliterate his stuff. Alright, he is attacking. And now he's healing that, which makes sense. Surely he's going to use his taunt to do something. Trade it for a creature, maybe? I mean, I'd take out maybe one of the weaker minions here. If I was him. Getting through that wall is going to be totally possible, but I'm still not so keen on how things are going to go after that. Because he does have a lot of power on the field now. Okay, I've got Iron Beak Owl. Can I kill him? I don't think so. Not with Savage Roar. So if I Iron Beak Owl that leaves me with what? It would be 8 damage, which is now, and then you're +6 on top of that. I think he's dead. Am I right there? So that'd be 4, 6, 10, 4. He's dead. Alright, GG. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. So much for your nonsense. And that is why you don't have a Panther sit there for 2 turns and not trading out creatures against the Druid, because they could just pull something like that on you. It's exactly the same principle with the Shaman and Bloodlust as well. It's just a really bad idea. You've got a Panther that's buffed up that can trade. Trade 2 for 1 with it. Or 3 for 1. And also, you're a class with heal, so that's something to consider there. Yeah, I don't think he played all that well. He was way, way, way too obsessed with keeping that Panther just sitting there in stealth gathering buffs. And at the end of the game, it did nothing. It killed a bear, and that was it. So what was the point in all of those buffs? Not all that much. Well, at least we get a minimum 3/3 out of that deck, which is not the worst thing ever. Let's see how much further we can take it, if at all. Alright. That's not a bad start. Lacking in 1 costers, honestly. It's nice to have a Wrath so early on. I might toss my Iron Fur and see if I can get a 1. A 2? Well, against a hunter, this Swamp Ooze could be pretty good, so I think I'm going to play turn 1 Armani Berserker instead. That's a nice card to play an Armani Berserker against. I'm pretty happy about that, so we're going to coin Berserker. There we go. So he's probably going to... He'll go for me with that next turn instead of going for that, because otherwise you end up getting the Berserk trigger, which would be terrible for him. The thing is, I've got Wrath in my hand, so I can trigger it anyway. Scavenging Hyena goes up. So, we might get a 2-for-1 out of this. Admittedly, it involves getting a card. You have to spend a card to do it as well. Or I could just Wrath that. I don't think... If I just Wrath his Hyena, then I think that's a little bit better. Just get rid of the Hyena. Hit that. Take the shield off. That buffs it up to 5-2. He doesn't have what he needs on the field to get rid of that. So, yeah, we're going to kill off that Hyena. There we go. And then we'll trigger that on there, which takes it up to a 5-2. If it looks like he's going to kill it, I can always just bring it back, but it's kind of wasteful. Turn 3 is probably going to be Jungle Panther, depending on what happens here. Unless he silences that, in which case I Brewmaster it. Secret. Alright. That could be pretty irritating. That could be very irritating, in fact. I think we're just going to go for a 2-for-1 here, because I'm pretty sure that's an explosive trap. So I have no interest in triggering that right now. In which case, I'll just play the Jungle Panther, and we can find out whether or not it's a snipe. And it isn't. It's probably explosive trap. So we trade 2-for-1. It's just better. Unfortunately, I am an idiot and played a 4-2, which would die to explosive trap, so I think... Do I Brewmaster at that point? Nah, I'd probably just trade it for the Murloc and then just start play a tougher creature that I can then trigger that with. Of course, I could be entirely mistaken. That's the worst thing about it. It might not even be that. So I think we trade it for the smaller Murloc because we might be able to get both of the Murlocs from that instead of just going after the 2-1 there. Or we can play the Cult Master, but again, Cult Master has 2 health, so if that is an explosive trap, then we're in serious trouble. I can pull that back with the Brewmaster, which is okay. Alright, well, I think the easy solution here is we just do that. There we go. Don't want to play anything else as of yet. Actually, I do. I want a Youthful Brewmaster and pull that back. Because, you know what? I'm fine with sacking the Brewmaster to see if that's an explosive trap. And then playing my 4-2 Stealth again, because that's a better play. And that keeps my Ooze on the field. Uh-oh. Looks like he's not going to let me do that. Okay. Well, I still think I got decent value out of that. And he's also burned his hand down pretty badly. I have a massive card advantage at this stage. Okay. Well, he's played a 3-2. So I think... I'm pretty sure attacking him with my hero power will not trigger that. I'm almost sure. But I'm just to make doubly certain. I can't quite remember. Oh, it does trigger it. That's a wonderful thing. Huh. I don't think I've ever actually realized that it works that way before. Alright, well, in that case, that's made things a hell of a lot easier. So, I think I'll play the Abusive Sergeant this turn, because that's a cost-efficient trade. I don't want to let him have anything else. And I have a massive card advantage on him. So, he'll probably go for me. Yep, he'll do damage. I still have to be a little bit careful about that. Hunters can really weigh you down quickly that way. And I don't have any heals in this deck, so... Ooh, he's burning a kill command on a 1-cost creature. That is great news for me. You absolutely shouldn't do that. Alright, well, he does still have that can beat on me, which is a little unfortunate. So I'm going to have to get creatures on the board now and get a lesser trade. I think probably the Panther and the Ooze. Seems like the best idea right now. So, you know, if he trades a 3-2 for the 3-2, so be it. And then I've got the Panther to start to even up the damage a little bit. You know, even though I have a card and board advantage, he does still have a pretty good selection of creatures. This is going to be... Well, you're not going to be doing that. Okay, so he's got... That is either an Arcane Shot or a Kill Command. I'm not sure what that is otherwise. The thing is, he's still actually winning, but I've just pulled a taunt, so that stops right now. None of that nonsense, thank you very much. I'm tempted to go for a double trade here because I can maintain a massive card advantage on him. But I can't double trade. I can only trade once. So I think we play the taunt instead. Bear form comes up, so that's going to keep me a little bit safe for a while. First things first, we trade the ooze for that. There we go. And then we hit him with that. And we armor up a little bit. Because we're still behind on health. Let's see if we can break through that. Even with a kill command, that's not enough. Unless he plays a beast. And he's only got 2 cards in his hand, so... This is pretty bad news for him, honestly. That is not a beast, bro. That's a humanoid. Oh dear. That's bad news for him indeed. So he is in a lot of trouble now. He is in a lot of trouble. I am massively ahead, even though I have lower health. So he kill commands that. Yeah, that's fine. He's just burnt his hand. He has nothing else going for him. So all I need to do now is kill him before he is able to whittle me down. Alright, we could just go, I think maybe go to Plaid at this point. Ravenholt Assassin comes out. Let's not mess around. Start beating him up with the bear. He's got 1 card. Let's see if it's what he needs. If it's not, I probably play the Cult Master. Deadly Shot. Oh, you lucky bastard. Ah. Well, never mind. He's still slightly ahead on health, so I'm still going to be careful. He has burned a lot of kill commands, though, so I might be alright. Alright, now would be the time to play Cult Master and probably just Iron Beak. Or Nourish for card draw. Yeah, let's Nourish first, because there might be something better. Nourish for 3 cards. Injured Blade Master, not bad. Not bad. Yeah, I've got so many cards, I don't need Cult Master right now. Injured Blade Master comes out. There we go. And I hit him for that. Okay, so I still need to watch out. He might still be able to beat me from this position, but it's very unlikely with what he's got. Raging Worgen. Alright, we can ignore that. He has no way to enrage that. So he's just kind of working me down over the next 5 turns, which is not going to be enough for him. So I can do 8 damage. Can I kill him this turn? No, but I can get damn close. Yes, I can kill him this turn. I can swipe him, and then I can Savage Roar, and then he dies. So... that is going to be the GG. Yeah, he made a few mistakes, which gave me a big advantage later on. Cool. Alright, this deck is turning out a little better than expected. Savage Roar is the MVP right now. Let's see what else we can get out of this. Playing a little bit more patiently early game is nice. As I say, I think he wasted some removal, like, using a kill command on a 2-1 is generally not a good idea. Kill command is very powerful, especially when you have a beast out, because that means you can do 5 damage with it, which is extremely good. You basically trade a 3-cost card for something that could be a 5 or maybe even 6 or 7-cost minion. It's also one of the reasons I don't play Core Hounds, because they die to kill command and they cost 7 mana. So, isn't it, actually, is it more than that? No, 7 mana. Okay, Murloc Raider, Solar Forest, Wolf Rider. I think we toss the Soul of the Forest. That's better later game when you have a board advantage. And an Iron Beak Hell. Great. Can be useful, especially if he plays like an early taunt. So, we can open up with a Murloc Raider, which is fantastic, because that's pretty much a guaranteed 2 damage against a Paladin, and maybe even a trade for one of his Initiates. We'll see what he plays, though. What early stuff do you have to look out for from a Paladin? Not that much, really. Not on turn 1. Okay, he's not burning his coin. Right, so now would be the time to... oh, that's that Swamp Ooze. I really want to play the Swamp Ooze, but at the same time, I want to break the True Silver Champion, or the... what's the other one? The Sword of Justice that he might have. Okay, we're going to hold back the Swamp Ooze for the time being. Usually that's not the best of ideas, but he is a Paladin, so it's quite likely he has a True Silver Champion, which I would like to get rid of. It's also possible that he has a Sword of Justice, which if you can kill that, then that is one of the best value plays you can make. So since he has nothing on the field right now, I'm a little bit okay with that. Alright, that may be the Noble Sacrifice, which would kill that immediately. Oh, is he going to trade the Bluegill for it? Please do, that's actually pretty good. And, oh, he revives the Bluegill with the Redemption. Okay. Oh, wow, you can charge again? Huh, I never knew you could do that. That's pretty cool. Well, I'm not gonna let him get anything else out of that. So, I guess I think we'll just Wrath and get a card out of it. instead of... Yeah, I'm just going to Wrath and get a card out of it. Kills the minion, gets me a card. And a Hungry Crab to play as well. If only I had that prior to that. Oh well, never mind. I'm playing it because I need something on the board. That Hungry Crab would have been great. If I'd had that a turn earlier, then I could have Hungry Crabbed his Bluegill and got a 3-4, which would have been the best value ever. But we cannot rely on Murlocs coming out from an arena deck. It's unlikely. So I shall play the Crab now. Okay, turn 4 is when a true silver champion can come out. Harvest Golem, good play. Very good play. Excellent play. But, well, I mean, we can kill it, but we're going to lose 2 creatures for it. That's the worst thing. I do have Claw, though. So, I still lose 2 cards for it, but at least I get rid of it. It's a 2-1, isn't it? Do I want to use the Claw? Yeah, I think I want to Claw and buff, and then kill it, and then trade the Crab. That seems like the best way to do it. Claw, buff, kill it, and then trade the Crab for the little minion that comes out. And then turn 5, I've got Druid of the Claw up, which is nice. So, board's pretty much reset. Let's see if he pulls a true silver champion out on turn 4. Sword of Justice, I think, is that turn 3? I think it's a turn 3. But one way or the other, I would like to see him play a weapon so I can break it. I'm kind of holding back the Acidic Swampoos for now as a result of that. Paladins do have a lot of weapons. Alright, we're probably just going to trade that for the Wolf Rider straight up. So, alternatively, we can Nourish for that big mana advantage. I don't really like to leave that on the field. The thing is, next turn I can Wolf Rider it anyway, so I'll take 2 damage. Alright, we're going to Mana Crystal this. There we go. Sweet. The cool thing about that is it also gives me the ability to play something, so I can armor up this turn, and I will. No point silencing a 3/3 taunt. So that means I'm going to take 1 damage from that, and then I'm going to Wolf Rider next turn for charge, and I can also play a Druid of the Claw. So that gives me a big tempo advantage, I think. I think that's the better play. It's either that or lose that tempo advantage. Questing Adventurer, a little bit early for that. That's a bit annoying. That could stick around for a while. What's the best way of dealing with it? It's just to hit it, really. It's to knock that Divine Shield off it immediately. Can I charge it down? I can, but not without getting rid of that first. I don't have enough mana for all the things I need to do. So there's a risk that Questing Adventurer will just wreck me, which I definitely don't like. Thankfully. It's like, as he overlooks the Ironbeak Owl. Why? It's like, I have an Ironbeak Owl. Why do I care? The answer is I don't. Or at least I shouldn't at any rate. Alright. Well, that made things significantly easier. Wolf Rider, charge down the taunt. And I could play Pint Size. There's no way he's letting that live, but then that resets the board. So, let's do that. It does leave him with a slight card advantage, though, which I'm a little bit concerned about. I need some of my Iron Barks to come out now that I've actually got that mana advantage. Booty Bay Bodyguard, so that's pretty much all of his mana. And a Goldshire Footman. Okay, so he trades that for that, and then he trades that for that. That was to be expected. Alright. It's a 5-4, which is really cool for me, because Druid of the Claw comes out at a 4-6, which trades for both of them, which is really cool. There we go. And we put an Armani Berserker behind that, and we armor up. Don't need to really hit anything. No need. No need. He may get a buff. We'll see. See what 3 cards he gets. I'm still holding on to this Ooze because it's likely that a weapon's going to come out, but I think next turn, if I have to play a creature next turn, I will play that Ooze and I won't hold on to it. Ooh, that minor buff is irritating. That now trades and stays alive. Ah. That is a little annoying. And to get rid of it, I'm going to have to take 6 damage. That sucks. That's really bad. I'm not too happy with that. Definitely could have done without it. Alright, he's in a really good spot. It's going to be difficult for me to dislodge him from it. That takes down to 6-1. He does have his Goldshire, but... Oh, he should have attacked me with that, but never mind. Alright. So I might just have to trade my Armani Berserker for that. Actually, no. No, I don't. I'll take a lot of damage doing this, but I think it makes sense considering the circumstances. So, I take a hit for 4 there, basically. And then I enrage that with that, which takes that up to a 5-2, so anything it trades with dies. We then play the Ravenholt Assassin. Alright. It's the better play. So, that Worgen can't enrage this turn. It will die. Unless he kings it, which he didn't. Cool. Alright, so he's out of stuff right now. So he'll trade his 3-3 for that, and then he'll tap me for 4, but he won't do it with Wind Fury, so that's cool. And then I can actually kill that with the Ravenholt, and still have 1 health left on it, which is not too bad. I can also kill off that. So Crocolis goes down. We've got to play the Use as well. I need creatures right now. Don't have any options, so we're pretty much going for it at this point. So that kills that and survives with 1 health, which he'll probably then kill with that, which is still a 2-1 for it, which is not too bad. Also gets rid of the threat of possible enraging Wind Fury. It does leave this guy with a 3-3 with that infuriating. I probably should have knocked off the Divine Shield, come to think of it, but we're top decking from this point in, folks, and I'm behind, so not too keen on that. Yep, so that works. Alright, Frostwolf Warlord, not the most amazing play of all time, but it is what it is. It's a 6-6, it's not bad. So now we unfortunately run into a serious problem with the fact that there's a freaking Sen'jin Shieldmaster on the field. I can't really leave it alive, but I'm gonna lose 2 creatures to trade for it. Which I just despise. But I don't really have an option. Gotta get rid of it. Can't leave it alive. Not with the health the way that it is. So, alright, that leaves us with a slight stats advantage on the field, but I'm 10 health behind and we're top decking. So that's... Oh no! Anything but that! Oh, yeah, I am so horribly boned now. Unless I pull an Ironbark, I am screwed beyond all reckoning. And I didn't. And I bloody well didn't. Ugh. Oh, no. I might live 1 more turn. 13, oh, it's... Yeah, so it doesn't... I don't die yet, but... Is there anything more infuriating? Probably won't solo the forest, because he's not going to sink all of his damage into that. He'll just ignore it, especially with that, so... For the... For the Horde! Ugh! Alright, it's all down to the top deck. If I can pull out an Ironbark Protector, I'm okay. If I can't, then I am dead next turn. It's as simple as that. So I'm down to 5. Need an Ironbark. Yes! Heart of the cards. Alright. Alright. We're very slightly back in it. Not quite, but we're almost there. This is still going to be really grim. That thing's going to get buffed to all hell, and I can't kill it this turn. That's the worst thing about it. The best thing I can do is kill that, which is going to be a 2-creature trade, and I probably don't lose this turn, but I'm pretty close to losing. I need another Ironbark. Oh, no! The weapon! The weapon! Now I'm dead. GG. Oh, God. Oh, I'll let him kill me. Now he pulls the bloody weapon. After sitting on the ooze for like 6 turns. Oh, well, that was thoroughly and completely outplayed there. GG. Aldor Peacekeeper! 4-3. Not the worst that deck could have done, I think. Not the worst. Could have definitely been an awful lot worse than that. Alright, let's see what we get out of this. Hopefully something tasty. Decent amount of gold, 50 gold. Thanks for the... Can you not give me commons? That's a I would rather you gave me gold, because that common is worth like 5 gold or 5 dust. I don't know why they give you common cards. Golds, I can understand. But a common? Ugh. I don't know if that actually is a gold. It might be. It just maybe didn't render properly. Alright, let's see what's in the pack. Bugger all! Nothing out of the ordinary there. So, we DE the 5 commons that I have. That was a rare I actually didn't have, but it's also a rare that I would never want to play. So, let us make a new deck, shall we? And see how it goes. Ooh, there's a warrior. I like the idea of playing a warrior. Mage is pretty good right now. Actually, Mage is very, very good. Especially Frostbolt. Oh, overpowered. But I like a warrior. Let's do warriors. Commanding Shout, Abomination, Arcane Golem. This is a bit of a weird choice, because you give your opponent a mana crystal, which is a little strange, and a 4-2 charge for 3 is not that incredible. So, most people don't take that. Abomination, good in certain circumstances. Like, this is actually a pretty cool card to play if you've got a lot of armor smiths on the field as a warrior, because this thing pops and then your armor smiths get a bazillion armor points. Then Commanding Shout, which means well, not only do you get a card out of this, you can't lose your heroes that turn. Your creatures, in fact. So, I think we're going to take that. Ogre Magi, Heroic Strike, Iron Beak Owl. You'd be surprised how useful spell damage actually is as the warrior, because you have a number of cards which actually do damage, which are buffed by that. Heroic Strike is a kind of a buffed version of the Druid Claw. Costs a little bit more, obviously. Can be used in a wide variety of different circumstances as removal, as well as a big death blow. And then Iron Beak Owl, which is silence, which I think we will take, because there's too much of a risk of having no silence in this deck. So, Slam. Shield Block, Warsong Commander. This can be really powerful for obvious reasons. Like, you're giving all your other minions charge. If you can protect that behind Taunt, you are a monster. Especially if you have a lot of weenies in your deck. Smaller creatures you can play out for a lot of mana in one turn. Slam, Shield Block. I never really liked Shield Block, because it's like a really crappy heal. And honestly, the only card that really synergizes well with it is something that does damage to minions and not to the enemy hero. So I never really liked it. Slam is pretty good. Slam is really good if you've got things that can enrage, because you can enrage them with that, get a card out of it, and then do the damage. You play this with a Raging Worgen, it's a fantastic combo. But I think the more powerful card here is probably the Warsong Commander. And since I have that, I probably won't grab charge. Dread Corsair and then Inner Rage. Dread Corsair is usually a fairly safe pick with the warrior, even in arenas, because you're likely to get a weapon of some sort. Inner Rage, I really, really like, because again, you get any kind of enraged creature, it's awesome. It's also a 1 damage removal, which is pretty good for knocking out certain creatures. This is a bit of a risk, because if I don't draw a weapon, it sucks. It's basically a more expensive bear. If I do draw a weapon, it's potentially good. I think I'm going to grab that Inner Rage. A second Warsong Commander, definitely versus what's here. These two are not that great. I think a Warsong Commander is the obvious choice here. There we go. Young Priestess, Ancient Watcher, and Mind Control tech. I would say the Priestess is the better pick. This, you know, we've said this before. Unless you silence this or give it a taunt, it's pretty much useless. Mind Control tech, well, again, very situational. 3-3 for 3, possible mind control, maybe. It's not dreadful, I do like it, but there are certain circumstances where playing it kind of sucks. Young Priestess. Wolf Rider, Young Dragonhawk, Murloc, Tidehunter. I think the Wolf Rider in this scenario. Murloc Tidehunter is pretty good, but obviously it's a bunch of 1/1s, killed very easily by things like Arcane Explosion. Young Dragonhawk, I only really like it as a hunter, honestly, because that Wind Fury with, say, Unleash the Hounds or Houndmaster buff can be really good. We're going to take the Wolf Rider. Alright, Direwolf Alpha, Bloodfen Raptor, and Whirlwind. I like Whirlwind quite a lot, if you've got things that trigger off Enrage. So far, I don't. I really hope that I do get them, but it's an arena, I might not. Direwolf Alpha is usually just considered good across the board. It's a pretty bad turn 1 or 2 play for obvious reasons, because it doesn't buff anything and it becomes just a weaker 2-drop. But if you've got anything on the field, this is a good one. I'm gonna grab that Whirlwind. Grimscale Oracle, Razorfen Hunter, and the Silvermoon Guardian. I'm coming to like the Guardian more now. I used to think he was pretty bad. I don't believe that anymore. I think he's pretty awesome. But usually because it's a minimum 2-for-1 trait, sometimes 3 because of the Divine Shield and the fact that he has 3 health. So you can use this to knock down weaker early creatures, and the Divine Shield will keep you safe, which is really great. Razorfen Hunter is also good too. Grimscale Oracle will ignore because it's bad in arenas. Razorfen Hunter is a 2-3 with a 1/1, so it's basically a 3-4 for 3, which is not bad. But I think that Divine Shield. Yeah, let's get that. Speaking of Divine Shield, Sunwalker. This is bad. This is okay. Sometimes. Depends. If you're very spell heavy, obviously this is good. I actually do have 3 spells already, which means that the Mana Addict is not a bad play, but the Sunwalker I just view as incredible. Really, really good. Very hard to get rid of. Vulnerable to silence, but otherwise fine. Fen Creeper, Raid Leader, and Shield Block. I'm okay with the Fen Creeper. It's not bad. I hate playing it because it's worse than the Druid of the Claw every time, because the Druid of the Claw is 4/6 for the same, but if you're not playing a Druid, that doesn't matter. But it's nice because usually it's a nice, tough taunt with a little bit of bite in it as well. You can't just throw a bunch of weaker creatures at it to kill it because you end up getting a really bad trade. Raid Leader is also very good, for obvious reasons. So this is a tough pick, but we're a little bit low on taunt to start with, so let's start to get those meteor taunts out. There we go. Alright, cool. This also leaves us with a really good choice here. Ironfur Grizzly, Ironforge Rifleman, and Corcoran Elite. It's going to be Corcoran Elite all the time. 4/3 charge for 4 is really great. Ironforge Rifleman and Ironfur Grizzly are not as good. So, there we go. Mad Bomber, Grimscale Oracle, and Booty Bay Bodyguard. So we're talking about a bit of a paper taunt here. It's still a 5/4. It's a pretty good trade for the most part. This thing stays alive, it can start beasting. Mad Bomber. We're going to take one because I know you guys find it entertaining. It's still a very good card, but there's so much RNG involved in it, it can screw you really badly. We're going to man mode and take Mad Bomber. We needed those kind of good 2s anyway. Ah, an Enrage. Excellent. So that's a very easy choice there. Flesh-Eating Ghoul's still pretty good with a deck like this as well, especially with something like Whirlwind, because it can kill a bunch of creatures and then you get a lot of buffs. But Armani Berserker, absolutely. Slam, Whirlwind, and a Frost Wolf Grunt. Let's grab that Slam this time, now that we actually have something that can benefit from it. There we go. Charge, Acidic Swamp Ooze, Young Dragonhawk. Gonna be the Ooze. Gonna be the Ooze. Absolutely. Better than both of these cards. Really great. You kill a weapon with this thing, it's super value. There we go. Got a lot of 2s here. Alright. Arathi Weaponsmith, Acolyte of Pain, Tauren Warrior. I don't really like the Weaponsmith because a 2/2 weapon is not that great in my opinion, and it's otherwise a 3/3 for 4. There are better weapons available, but of course it's an arena, I might never get them. Tauren Warrior, pretty good. At least in this deck anyway, because we have Inner Rage, Whirlwind, and Slam. And hopefully we get Cruel Taskmaster as well. So I think actually we might take that. It's one of the worst Enrages in my opinion because it's a taunt and a 2/3. And it costs, obviously, 1 more than the Armani Berserker, so it's a bit of a bullet magnet, but it could be pretty good. Archmage, Corcoran Elite, and the Murloc Tide Hunter. I do like the Archmage, because it's a 4/7, which is a really weird combination of stats, and can be pretty good. I'm thinking, though, we get a second Corcoran. There we go. It's a lot of power. Warsong Commander, we already have 2 of them. Taking a third, probably not, especially with Battle Rage. Battle Rage is here, and we need card draw, and right now we don't have a lot of it, so I think we're going to have to take that Battle Rage. And I think 2 Warsong Commanders is probably enough. Alarmobot? Nope. Bloodsail Corsair? Nope. This is bad. This is terrible in this deck. This is good. Yeah? Mortal Strike is not a bad card at all. There's some removal. Aha! Cruel Taskmaster. Excellent. I've talked about the Core Hound many times before. I hate it because it's only got 5 health. It dies too easily. Heroic Strike, not bad, but Cruel Taskmaster, when I've got some Enrages, absolutely. So we're looking for Enrage from here on in this deck. Okay, River Crocolisk, Scarlet Crusader, Argent Squire. We've got a lot of 2s right now. I'm thinking we'd take the Scarlet Crusader. I don't like the Argent Squire that much. It's not that awesome. 1/1 with Divine Shield, yeah. It's okay when you go up against 1-cost 2/1 creatures, because then you get a good trade with it, but if you don't, it's usually a waste of time. So, Scarlet Crusader. Agurabashi Berserker, haha! See, it's not an enraged creature, but it's close, yeah? And versus these other 2, it's definitely going to be the pick. So we can make use of that. Worgen Infiltrator, the best 1-drop in my opinion. Stealth 2/1, and we're definitely lacking on the 1s here, so we're going to grab one of those. Shield Block Harvest Golem Frostwolf Warlord. The Warlord might be good in this deck. I've got a lot of low-cost creatures, so we might be able to get the board advantage and then solidify it with that, which would be pretty cool. Shield Block I've talked about before. Harvest Golem is a really good pick most of the time, but I think we're going to take that. It's just we're lacking in the high end right now, and I want some more of that. Hey, another Cruel Taskmaster. Hell yeah. I usually take the Cruel Taskmaster over the Slam because it's a creature, obviously, and it's a 2/2, and you can use it to either remove an enemy that has 1 health left or buff one of your own guys. Shattered Sun Cleric is really good too, though. This is a tough one, because this is a really, really good card. A 3/3 and a +1/+1 is incredible. We'll take Taskmaster. Let's stay on theme for the time being. Mad Bomber, Priestess of Balloon, Harvest Golem. It's gotta be a bomber. There we go. My 2s are really good. Hey, more Enrage. Sweet. More 2s. There we go. We need to stop taking 2s immediately. This is getting silly. Alright, I might take the Weaponsmith now, but maybe the Archmage. I don't know. Archmage is okay. It's alright. I'll say I like the stat combo on it. So, let's grab one of those. Knife Juggler. There's too many good 2-drops. No, we should take another Sunwalker. We've got way too many 2s right now. So, let's avoid that. Sunwalker it will be, and there we go. So no weapons in this deck, some Enrage, 2 Armani Berserkers, a Tauren Warrior, and a Gurubashi Berserker. And some ways to trigger them, but not too many. So this might work. Alright, let's play a game with it just to round out today's episode and see what we get. Not an awful deck. Not an awful one. Plus there's also possibilities for some really wonky combos with charge Enrage creatures, which I don't think people will necessarily expect. So that might work. Let us see, shall we? Let us see. Who will be the victim today? Alright, who do we get? We've got a priest. Alright, I'm dead. I'm paranoid about priests, they're really good. This is a terrible hand. Alright, so I think we're going to toss both of the elites there. We'll keep the slam, and we'll keep the owl. Of all of the 2-drops I could have got, it gives me the owl. Yeah, lovely. Just lovely. Oh, well, never mind. We'll see. I mean, he might play a light one early, and then I play the owl on that, but we will see. Or a cleric. That's worth silencing. It's not bad. What you got? Actually, it's not worth silencing the cleric. No, it is. It is. Because, I mean, then he trades it, and he can't heal it for cards, so I guess that's okay. Alright, well, he hasn't played anything, so I think I'm going to keep the coin and just not play anything either. And then I can go for 3-drop Scarlet Crusader or Wolf Rider. It's better than playing the Owl now with nothing on the field. It's like my only silence, so I'd rather not burn that yet.
In the light's name.
There's the Light Warden. Hey. There we go. So, what can we do with the Light Warden? We can Iron Beak it. Yeah, we might. The risk is that... Nah, actually, Scarlet Crusader is still a good play here, because he can't really trade it. At least if he does, he loses out. Okay, alright. Coin, Crusader. There we go. That's okay. So, that leaves us with a 3-1. You can buff this to All High Heaven, which he has no way of doing right now, because he can't actually heal anything. There's nothing on the board that can be healed, which is why Light Warden early is not necessarily the best idea, but of course he probably didn't have a choice. So that leaves me with the ability to get a 2-for-1. Well, that's not going to help you. Nope, doesn't work that way, I'm afraid. If it's taking no damage. So he's going to hit me, and then I'm just going to kill it. And then I'm going to get a 2-for-1 with it. Yeah, it's an easy mistake to make. It's unfortunate. And then I could maybe just slam his other creature, actually. Or enrage it. I could do that. Alright, well, get rid of that. There we go. Yeah, I think we'll just enrage it. There we go. And then we put the charge out. It's like, hey, look, board control. Damage, damage, damage. And Holy Nova is a 5 mana cost, not 4. So I'll probably get another turn of damage worth out of these guys. So if he plays something powerful, I can Commanding Shout and then hit them with that. So I'm in a good spot. If none of that happens, I've got Silver Moon Guardian to go on turn 4. Which is not bad. Let's see what he's got. Yeah, I'm in a pretty dominant spot here. Mind Games. Please pull something bad. That's relatively bad. Okay. So I can Mortal Strike it, which is, in my opinion, just a little bit wasteful. Slam, not going to help at all. I think we'll do that Commanding Shout play now. Because then we can keep one of these guys alive, draw a card, and still do 3 damage. Which is pretty cool. So, here we go. Card. Let's not play Mad Bomber right now. Actually, this is the ideal time to play Mad Bomber, but no. No, we're not going to do that. Okay, so we hit that. Get rid of that. Very nice. I can play Mad Bomber, but we just... It doesn't have the... Maybe I should, because these guys can't die. That will put another card on the field, but if he Holy Novas, then it wipes the whole thing. Let's just armor up instead. Keep the Mad Bomber for a position where it will actually be more useful. The only reason I would have played it there is because it can't kill my troops. But it's fine. I've got other options going into this, so I'm actually fine with that. Let's see what he's got. Fen Creeper. Okay. So that's that kind of annoying 2 for 1. But is there any way around that? I can Slam, which gets it down to 4, but that still doesn't kill it. I can Silence it, which means I get another 6 damage out, but then I die. I can Mortal Strike and trade 1, which is not that great. Can I Mortal Strike and Slam? No, I'm 1 mana short of that. Should I silence it? It's hard to say. Because if I silence it, it's still on the field. And it's still going to kill my stuff. But at least I get more out of it. And I don't have to ram a bunch of cards into it. Alternatively, I can maintain a card and board advantage even if I get rid of that. It's a tricky one. It's definitely a tricky one. I can Slam for a card, but it still won't help. I'll still trade. So that makes no sense. So we're not going to do that. Screw it. We're going to kill it, and then Silver Moon Guardian. It's a 2 for 1, which is not great, but they've already got some usefulness out of themselves anyway. And it gets rid of one of his big taunts. And it leaves me with a board advantage. Which is not bad. This is when he pulls something like Shadow Word Pain out and kills that, and I just cry. Oh, Bloodfin Raptor. That's nice. I can kill it immediately and lose nothing. Or I can Slam it, which gets rid of it too. Or I can Armani's Berserker Mad Bomber. Armani Berserker Slam, I think, next turn. Alright. Don't want to play Mad Bomber yet. Do I want a Mad Bomber now? I really do. I really do. Oh, Bomber! Now I actually want you to hit my Armani Berserker. Go, go! You're useless. You're bloody useless. Ugh. Not really, no. I wasn't going for that result, honestly. I can Slam the Berserker, but then I'm worried that he pulls Shadow Word Death on me. So I'm going to wait till next turn and just armor up instead. Well, that was a little bit irritating. It was, of course, a little bit of a risk, but I hope for at least 1 damage to hit that and then enrage it. But I'll keep the Slam for next turn for possible 5-1 and a card. Then I've still got Mortal Strike, Sunwalker. I still think I'm in a pretty good spot. I was in a pretty good spot. Nah, I'm still in an alright spot. You see, now if you've got any sense... you're doing it wrong. What you do there is you heal the Armani Berserker, and that resets the Enrage. Now I get to go at you for 5. So, that's not so ideal for you. And worse still, I get to Sunwalker as well. So, let's start slapping him about a bit. There we go. Got Warsong Commander, but I didn't really have anything I'd play with it, so... Please don't have Shadow Word Death. You've got Shadow Word Death, haven't you? I hate you. Priests! Ah! Alright, well, never mind. Still got a 4-5 with Taunt and Divine Shield. That's not too bad. I'm still ahead. Heals himself, so it probably means he's got not much left in his hand. What's he got? Anything? Can you play anything? What's that? What is it? Can't be that good if you haven't played it yet.
Must cleanse the Sunwell.
Yep, you knew you didn't want to play that. You knew it, but you had to anyway. And that's a horrible thing for you, and I'm very sorry. But... do I want to now just MS that and hit him? Maybe. I mean, I get at least 1 trade out of this, don't I? I don't really want to MS a 3-3. I think I can get a better value out of that. However, I'm going to do it anyway. And my justification is Warsong Commander out. Mortal Strike. Nothing on the board. I just end up with such an advantage next turn, and he can't do anything crazy like buff this thing and kill me with it. So let's... Yeah. There we go. Did it? I guess it did. Yeah. I wasn't paying any attention to my own plays. Alright, so Warsong Commander is out. If he had Mind Control, he'd have probably used it last turn. War Golem, alright. Powered Shield War Golem, even more unpleasant. However, he doesn't have a way of getting rid of my Divine Shield yet, so it's currently not a threat. I, on the other hand, am a pretty damn scary big threat. All of the charges! There we go. Beat this guy into a pulp. So, there are 2 Divine Shield taunts out, which means that your 7/9 War Golem is going to do absolutely nothing, unless you pull a Mind Control. Even then, it's still not going to kill me. And I will kill you... Actually, I won't kill him next turn, because Slam only affects minions, but... I'll get him very close to death next turn. No taunt? No Mind Control? Nope. You're dead. Well, you're dead. You're still dead. He hasn't quite realized it yet. It's like a chicken without his head. Still running around.
Well played.
Indeed.
You have that.
That went okay. I can't really complain. Not really the crazy enraged stuff that I was hoping for, but it worked well regardless, so I cannot really complain. Alright folks, that seems like a good time to wrap up with a positive win-loss ratio. How wonderful and unusual. I'll see you next time.